So let's talk about the spa industry and the wellness industry and setting up a business in this industry. A lot of times, the mistake that spa owners make is that they love going to the spa. It's so peaceful, it's so relaxing. And understanding on the backside of it, it's chaos, utter and complete chaos, because you are managing the staff. You're managing sheets and towels and massage oil and retail products and staffing and rooms on top of trying to attract and retain clients. It is not the peaceful, serene environment that it looks like to clients, and that's intentional. We don't want you to come in and see the chaos. That's not what wellness and spa is about. So, if you are interested in opening a wellness location, it would truly behoove you to understand the industry beyond I love going to the spa and getting a massage. One, profitability, low, very, very low. On average, it's less than 10%, and that is for your hotel spas. And I will say, as a former spa and wellness director at a very well known brand, if my client was upset and I had to give a 10% discount, I made no money on the service. And these services were like $180. But by the time you did the commission, taxes, benefits, we were making 10% off the service. And so when you gave that 10% discount, which I did my best not to do, that revenue just kind of walked out the door. So what I will say to you as a potential spa wellness owner, as a current spa wellness owner, is you have to know your numbers. It's not sexy, it's not cute, it's not marketing, it's not buying retail, it's not going to the shows and walking the floor. It really is understanding how much money am I going to make off of this. And when you still have to have that core understanding, that passion, that wanting to give back, wanting to create these wonderful experiences, understanding the consumer's pain points. But you also have to understand that this is a business and not a hobby. And if you want it to be a hobby, then by all means make it a hobby. But if you want to be a successful enterprise, it really is about the intention. It's about strategizing, it's about planning, sitting down and mapping out this year into next year. Where do you see yourself? Where do you see your staff? What's your contingency plan? Who are you growing up in the company to be able, if you expand to a second property, who's going to be your leadership? Those are the things that you really need to be considering. We've talked about it before in your menu development. You can love a service, but if it's not selling, doesn't matter how much you love it, it's taking up space and it's not creating the revenue. So really sitting down, who are your top spenders? How often are they coming? How much are they spending? How can you get them to cross over? Maybe they're coming in for skincare services and you want to cross them over to body, or vice versa. They come in consistently for their body treatments, massage, those things, and you want to cross them over to skincare or nails. That's going to be intentional promotion. That's going to be knowing who is your 20% that really is the driving force. Now, this is much easier today than it was 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years ago, because you have the technology in those booking systems where they are tracking your consumers, they're tracking their spend, they're tracking their repetition. You can send out marketing and really have that information right there at your fingertips. It's much easier than it was 20, 30 years ago to be able to understand who is that number one consumer and how do we get them coming back. The other thing is you need to be strategizing. Every spa has slow days and slow seasons, depends on your location of where that is, but you can't shut or close or just be like, oh, it's the Northeast in September, everybody's back in school and we're just going to be slow. No, that is strategizing. Is that bringing in your vendors for training? Is that really having a lot of social events in that particular time. That's also when you're planning, September, August, September is when you shouldn't be planning, you should be implementing your holiday strategies. So sitting down, understanding, okay, we can't maybe go crazy on this because we're going to need to buy and plan for the holiday season. But having that plan, that strategy in place, and not just how do we make it to the end of the week or the end of the month, but let's sit down and let's strategize 3 years out. Where do we want to be this year, next year, the following year? Okay, so what is it that we need to start doing now? And you're blessed with things like a national calendar that has holidays. It's National Esthetician Day, Massage Day, there's Wellness Month, there's Self-Care Month, there's Small Business Days that you can really put those into your marketing strategies and plan. There's Global Wellness Day, there's Global Wellness Weekend that you can, again, you have free promotion, you can download those things and work it into what you're doing. We know Mother's Day is big, we know graduation, we know Father's Day, we know the various holidays, Valentine's Day, all of those different things. So start strategizing, stop, sit down, take the time, more than the marketing, more than the promotion, but really, how do we reach our clientele? We've seen over the past couple of weeks the challenges with social media, so making sure that you have email addresses and that you can reach and engage with these individuals, making sure that you have a great intake form that asks things like birthday, anniversary, celebration days. People aren't having kids and getting married, but I just graduated from school. That would have been something great to have on an intake form, and gotten a card from my local spa saying congratulations on your graduation. I got cards from different entities and organizations. There is something about that customization, personalization, and the human aspect of it. I am a huge proponent of AI. I've talked about it probably ad nauseum, but you can still add those human touches and human elements. A thank you card, a holiday card, a congratulations card, happy whatever you're celebrating. So when you're thinking and developing these business or growing the business, it can be those small touches, like what's on your intake form. Are you asking those pertinent questions that you can then load into the database? And having someone, be that a concierge, be that a front desk attendant, just anyone, to be able to go through on a consistent basis and say, okay, here are the birthdays we have coming up, here are the anniversaries, here are the other things that people are celebrating, and having that information available so that you can send out those personalized experiences. You have Valentine's Day, and making it not just the 14th, but making it, how can you extend that throughout the whole entire month, or even start it in January, because maybe not everybody can make it in that particular time frame, and taking it all the way over to March. It could be glam time, friend time, those different things that you can do to really embrace a non-traditional schedule, right? It is thinking about your location as a social aspect. So having educational sessions, bringing in experts to talk to your clientele, sleep pain, again, the number 1 and 2 issues that people are having, but also digestion, hormonal, exercise, mental health, overall well-being experts, life coaches, therapists, bringing those individuals in on those slow days. So that again goes back to you and knowing what are your slowest days. How do you counterbalance that with different events? Knowing your slower months, and again, counterbalancing those with different activities that are going to drive people into your location who want to be there and have those experiences. So it has to be more than I want to have this business because I love going to the spa. We are in a challenged industry where revenue is really, really small. So it's going to force us to get very creative in how we attract individuals, be that staff or clients, internal and external customers, how we retain them, and then how we're able to get an ROI, a return on investment, for everything that we put into crafting this business. So those are the top mistakes to avoid as you look at opening a wellness center. And if you want more information, I do have a book available on Amazon on how to open a day spa as well as a wellness location. And then I am available for one-on-one consulting. With that, be well.